Footy and Frothies, everybody. It's the Round 6 preview show. Daggy, Ollie, Barney, the Gump with you to preview all things coming up in across the Easter long weekend. Welcome aboard. It's your first time on board. Subscribe and stick around. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Tune Radio, not Kindle, what's the other one? No, we're everywhere. You can find us if you need to listen to us. As well as our socials across all of the social platforms and YouTube under the Beer Garden Empire channel. But let's get into our thoughts for round 4, boys. We're all doing very well.
Yep.
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent.
Excellent. Well done there.
Yes.
Good work.
Yes. Because Easter Saturday's this
Saturday.
Saturday.
I get it. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Thanks.
But we do kick off on Thursday night, though. We'll get straight into our preview. Thursday night, Raiders and the Cowboys continue the legacy of fine Thursday night football this season as they meet. Xavier Savage comes back onto the bench for the Raiders. That's something, you've been crying for, a bit of pace. I have. Croker onto the extended bench is a chance if, I believe, one of the centres is... Tomoko's in doubt. That's the one as I pull up my phone. The Cowboys, Cohen Hess is back. Just for you, Gumpy. Lumi named on the bench. Barney, you can lead us away here.
Did you say Lumi?
Lemu.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
You can hit the button.
Ugh.
Can't find it. Lemuelu,
I think.
Lemuelu is on the bench. Anyway, Barney, who are you tipping?
Where are you? Canberra Cowboys. I didn't actually even write anything down here, so I'm going to have to go completely off the top of my head.
Well, that's good, because this game doesn't deserve anything written about it.
Do you want a moment to think about it?
No, not at all. The Cowboys' backline's going to have to be extremely impressive, I think, to win this game. I think this will be a game that most people would probably prefer not to watch, to be honest, but it'll be a game I'll be very excited about because there'll be forwards absolutely ripping and tearing into each other for the majority of this game, and I think Canberra's forward pack should just get the edge on this game. This is the kind of game where the second phase play that flops out the back that don't work against the better teams will disrupt the Cowboys' defensive line, especially on their own line. The goal line defence last week was deplorable, and I can see Canberra. I'm going to say 1-12, but it wouldn't surprise me if Canberra actually win this game by 20 points or more. If they can camp down on the Cowboys' goal line, they will score tries for fun with the big guys offloading and people just crashing over, scoring points. I don't think you'll see a lot of fancy football in this one. It'll be one through the middle, and I'll go with the Raiders 1-12. I'm going to go Schneider. I really like what he's doing. I think that he's going to be a halfback that we're going to be having big raps on to come for the next 4 to 5 years as man of the match. And I'll go first try scorer, Tarpany, dropping it back to Star. We'll go Starling first try scorer with an offload off Tarpany.
Very good. Looking fine in your Footy and Frothies beanie, which you can find on rugbyleaguemerch.com. It looks quite warm, actually.
It is. It's very good.
Should have one of them for Burrawa. But anyway, I'm going to go again, and you've made me nervous, but I'm going to go Cowboys 1-12. I think their pace and a little bit more potential to score points is going to shine through here. I'm going to go Nanai first try scorer, potentially getting a decent ball and crashing over a bit wider than normal. And I think the addition of Scott Drinkwater. Who's Josh Drinkwater?
The halfback that plays for the Catalan Dragons.
Scott Drinkwater.
Brother, isn't it?
His older brother.
I think Scott in this team will add some further points to him and looked pretty good last week and potentially can be man of the match, Ollie.
Well, both these teams suck. And I know it's funny to say, but
First one for the year.
Realistically, any result can happen in this game. I can realistically see either team winning 1-12. I can realistically see either of them winning 13+. I will go with the Raiders 1-12 though, because I feel like that's the safe bet in air quotes. I'm going to say first try scorer is Matt Tomoko. Man of the match, I'll say Tom Starling. That's about all I've got to say about this horrid game.
Yeah, I agree. Not much of a spectacle the way both teams are going. I'm just going to go for Canberra because they're playing at home. home. If ever I'm in doubt with a 50-50, I'll go for the home team. And
Very
I think
cool.
Canberra are probably slightly better team than them. I don't
Yeah.
overly rate the Cowboys. I think Canberra have probably got a little bit more upside. I'm going to go for Rapana to score the first try, and I'm going to go Jack Whiten, man of the match. I think it's a type of game where Whiten will probably shine against average halves from the other team and probably get out on an edge and cause a little bit of havoc out there. So, yeah, I'll go for the Raiders 1-12. 13 plus wouldn't surprise me either. I'm a bit with Barney there. It could well be 20.
Thank you for all putting doubt in my mind. I might even change that one. But we get to 4 o'clock on Good Friday. Bunnies and the Dogs. With Blake Taff officially starting at 1. Selly comes into the reserves to play 14. And Dogs are as per program. What's your Good Friday going to look like here?
I'm tipping the Bulldogs. I think they'll win. $4 is a good price. No Mitchell. I think Cody Walker's not going great. He'll have to turn it around. I don't know that Cook will get the freedom around the ruck that he's got against St George last week. I think I've seen some promise in the Bulldogs. I don't know that Souths have got that many points in them either. I'm just relying here on the Bulldogs playing to their potential and putting in a really good performance. And I think Souths are ripe for the picking this week. Like there's Mansour on a wing, put him under pressure with some high balls from Burton. Could be a few errors, and the Bulldogs have gone all right against South the last couple of times they've played them, and they've stretched them when they haven't had good teams. So I think with their team a little bit better this year, look at $4 the play, I'm going to tip the Bulldogs 1-12.
I'd love to have your optimism, but there's a reason why this fixture is on Good Friday every year, because it's symbolic. Christ was crucified on Good Friday, so must be the Bulldogs. That's in the Bible, by the way. I believe it was in Deuteronomy. But
You
yeah,
get 4 weeks for saying that, mate. Careful.
I'm going to go...
Look out.
Could I? No. Sorry to all the Bible lovers out there. Anyway, South Sydney will win this one 13 plus. I do understand you thinking, though, Gump. There is a couple of holes in South Sydney, the big one being Latrell out. Flanagan looked good last week. I'd actually like to see how he improves upon last week. I'll be keeping an eye on that. But yeah, South Sydney 13 plus. I'll go Campbell Graham first try scorer, and I'll say man of the match, Cam Murray.
I didn't do my first try
you
score
do
and
that.
whatnot. I'm going to go the Fox to score his first try.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to go man of the match, Kyle Flanagan. There you
Yes.
go. He will have a big game this
See,
week.
I can see
You know
us-
what?
There's going to be a game where he's getting 3 points at some point this year, because there'll be a game they'll
If they
win,
play
and,
him for the rest
and
of the
he'll
year,
look
yes.
he'll look $1 million
They will.
one game.
I can't wait, to be honest. I really want to see him do well. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be this one. But
I'm with you, Ollie. I have no room for optimism in my life anymore. It's been crushed out of me, and I'm going Bunnies 13 plus. I know what you're saying about the gaps in the Bunnies, but I also think they've reawoken a few people in Cook and playing slightly different. Ilias finding his form, and Taff's not a mug by any means. Looking forward to
Taff's an exciting prospect, I think.
looking forward to giving it a clear run, and Colin Matungi will be very good again. So the forward pack, I think I was probably more impressed by the South's forward pack last week than I've been for a while. I'm saying that, though, Campbell Graham will be first try scorer, and I'm probably going to give him man of the match, because I'm thinking 2+ tries over that geek Avarillo out there. His footwork and strength will count for plenty, and it is the concerning Bulldogs corridor we've flagged a bit, Barn.
Yeah, I'm going South 1-12 just out of respect, out of the performance that I saw out of the Bulldogs forward pack last week against the Panthers. And if they can put that same performance up, I agree with Gump. The Souths won't have the that go through the middle like they did against the Dragons last week, which will hold up the attacking prowess of Souths. Cody Walker looks like he's been running around on one leg. I'm not sure what's going on.
He's going like a busted,
there.
isn't he?
He
Like
absolutely
he's
is.
going
Yeah.
like a busted. And that's another reason why I've tipped the Bulldogs, because at the moment, like, he might come out this week and get a 10 out of 10 and set up 5 tries. That's Cody Walker, but he hasn't looked like it
No.
for 4 weeks.
I've got him setting
And
up
not
the
even a
first
sniff,
one,
like
to
not
be honest.
not a sniff.
Well, I picked him as first in my draft for Supercoach because I was well down the list, and he hasn't got more than 20 points any week in it.
I can see Souths getting down on the Dogs line, and then a couple of quick passes to Walker with short ball to Tane Milne to score the first try. I think Ilias will be man of the match. The performance out of him last week, it looks like he's growing in stature. He doesn't seem too bothered about taking a hit. He doesn't mind taking it into the line and getting belted by someone to get a short pass to put somebody else away. And I think, as Daggy said, he may be the guy that puts Campbell Graham away for 2 tries on that right-hand side, which will get him man of the match. But I can't see them running all over the Bulldogs in this game. I think the Dogs are going to put up a really good effort, and off the back of that, they may grab a win in the next couple of weeks, but I think Souths may just sneak away with this one. So.
But love your optimism, Gumpy, because this is a great game if you think that way to pick up a point in your tipping comps.
Well,
a little bit like Manly last week, because the population will tip Newcastle. Like last week, I think 80% tipped Manly, and it was I tipped Newcastle with Turbo out, and there was a point there.
And if the Bulldogs win, then the Tigers will be going up against an out-of-form side the next week.
Yeah, so Penrith is the main event on the Friday. Take on the Broncos.
Speaking of crucifixions.
As per program, they hit peak Penrith here. Brisbane, they lose Payne Haas, Jensen and Palacera, their starting props. As a result, like what other result am I going to tip here? 13 plus. Depends if they want to have a Easter knockoff, but 13 plus. I'm saying Cleary, third up now. Has had 2 runs under his belt, man of the match, and will lead this team as capably as he ever has. I don't really know what I'm trying to say about that. Nathan
He will be good.
Well done.
Cleary plays
and
good football.
I'm going to say that Charlie Staines' first try scorer, a kick from Cleary.
Charlie Staines.
couldn't even catch it last week in the out from the line.
He'll have
kick from Cleary?
A kick from Cleary, just turning Cobbo. He's turning Cobbo around.
Watch it fucking happen.
It'll be jungle ball out wide.
As soon as Tuto comes back, Charlie Staines is going back to reserve grade, and you'll never see him in first grade again.
I could not possibly agree more, but I'm saying Selwyn Cobbo might be on show.
It'll happen. The Tigers will get flogged, but he'll be happy because that one thing happened.
Charlie Staines for the Tigers next year.
It wouldn't surprise me either.
Got to be better than Toto.
And
Stuff for Toa.
And Ken Mamalo. He's a better player than Ken Mamalo.
Can we just not talk about you? All right. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just going to tip Targo. Yeah? We move on.
Tip the Bulldogs, all right? Get into him, Gumpy.
Hey.
Go on, Gump.
13 plus Penrith. Brisbane forward pack's out with Payne Haas. So if Penrith are fair dinkum, they'll run through the middle of them.
And no Carrigan.
And no Carrigan, who's their second best forward. So I can't see Brisbane
and they're
holding them.
missing 2 or 3 out of the pack for Penrith as well, and they'll just dance through the middle.
Unless Penrith decide, to have a public holiday break, which they'll do enough to win.
They deserve it as well.
Yeah. So I'll say 13 plus, but it might just be that it finishes 12 points or 10 because they clock off near the end of the game, but never in doubt. But look, 13 plus. I'll pick first try scorer. I'm going to go for Stephen Crichton. And man of the match, I'm going to go for Isaiah Yeo.
Mate, as I said last week, Brisbane's best performance, 40-minute performance for the last 10 years, and they probably won't get close to that for the next 3 years. So without Payne Haas, they will get absolutely dominated in the middle. I think they're going to go to the left again. That left-hand edge is as dangerous as any left-hand combination in the competition. Isaac Targo and Taylor May, take your pick. One of them's going to score the first try, and they'll probably both score doubles by the end of this game. We've got Penrith 13 plus, and Nathan Cleary was average first game, slightly better than average in his second game, and he'll be the best player on the field in this third game.
Yeah, so I believe the crucifixion of Brisbane was in the book of Job, as in Brisbane are going to stop doing their Job after about 15 minutes, like we've come to expect from them. God, I love Easter weekend. It's my favourite weekend of the year.
18 rums deep every week.
Yeah.
Stop telling me you're boring.
I'm going to say Isaac Tago first try scorer, man of the match, Jerome Luai, and I'm going to say Penrith give Brisbane an Easter egg in the form of a 0. Even going to tip Brisbane don't score a point in the spirit of the festive season.
Luai has been a lot better the last 2 weeks. He has been impressive.
Yeah.
And think of what he could do to these plebs.
All right, you puntastic full. We get to Manly and the Titans to kick off Super Saturday at 5:30.
Four Pines Park.
At 4 Pines Park. Manly get Cooler into the centres now with Harper out for COVID, apparently. I think it's just their thing to play COVID. they did they did last week as well. I cannot believe both centres have had COVID in the last 2 weeks. What are the chances?
Oh, he's just trying to pick which one he wants to drop.
So they're COVIDed up there at
Have
the
a
centres.
COVID rest. Well, they said all their players had already had it.
Yeah.
Manly before the season
it's just
started.
it's just
I'm on
they've
Barney's
got it
train
again.
of thought.
Again, but
Well,
of course it is.
I'm
two
pretty
centres
sure
in
he's
2
just,
weeks.
Yeah, he went Parker. Okay, bring Parker back. He went okay. Harper didn't go so good. We'll drop him this week.
Correct.
But yeah,
And Titans get Kelly back, Brian Kelly into the centres, which pushes Corey Thompson out of the side. Sam Lasoni comes onto the bench for Kevin Proctor.
Holly's climbing
Ollie,
on the roof.
what are you doing Easter Saturday?
Well, Easter Saturday
Pick your team.
is traditionally
Come on.
the one day, right, where Jesus is dead
Just has a
and he has
sleep.
no
Yeah,
influence
just has
at
a
all.
rest.
It's the one day.
Yeah.
And, of course, my team's got to be playing on that day. So who can I ask for a miracle? No one. Manly going to win this game 13 plus.
Jesus, Oliver.
I am so excited.
First try scorer.
Can I just please note the opinions of Oliver do not reflect the opinions of Footy and Frothies. I look forward to the Christian Football Society emailing us this week. So
Yes.
Cool is going to be... No, I love God. I do this in just because I love God and Jesus so much. He just had to...
Stop digging, Ollie.
yeah,
Keep talking.
Cooler is going
God
to be
made me
the
a Tigers fan. So how do I feel about him?
Cooler's going to be the first. You can speak about him in the Tigers preview. Cooler, first try scorer, man of the match, Daly Cherry Evans, and moving
you're
on
done.
to the
Okay,
next
sorry.
person.
I'm going to go Manly 1-12. This game actually gave me pause for a little bit, but then I decided no, Manly are playing all right and Titans are playing less than all right. They're a bit confused, the Titans. So Manly 1-12. Olakau'atu, first try scorer. He's been teasing it lately in a nice big barge over there. And the puppet master will be pulling the strings if they are going to win. DCE will be getting our 3 points come this time next week. Barn.
I think it's going to be a bit of a scrappy, messy game, to be honest, in this one. Neither team have hit anywhere near their potential this year. I think it's going to be a decent forward battle, and there'll be probably a bit of drop ball when they go wide and looking for options. I've got Manly 1-12. I'm going to go with Greg Marzu to score the first try. I think he may barge over on that right-hand edge for the Titans and set them up for an early lead. But I think the man of the match might be Ruben Garrick, to be honest. The Titans, to me, are a team that are set up for that play back down through the middle on either side of the halves. So you set them up, you pull the defence in, and you either throw a short ball on the inside or on the outside, and you beat the centre or you beat the half on either side. And I think Garrick will be that guy that chimes into the back line in that position for most of the game, and he may pick up 2 or 3 tries in this game. So
Very good. We covered everyone?
No, Manly 1-12 for the reasons that have been outlined, and it could even be a 13 plus. If Turbo was playing, it could be 30 plus.
Yeah.
I'll go for first try scorer. I'll go for Saab to get over the line this week. And Kieran Foran's been a bit quiet for Manly so far this year, and I'll predict him to awake from his slumber and set up a few good tries on his side of the field this week. So I'll go for Kieran Foran, man of the match.
Yeah, those edges look right for the picking, and hopefully we get to see Cooler, open the Jets up.
yeah, absolutely.
Then Morgan Harper.
All right,
God,
the game of the round
Mute him, damn it.
is the Storm and the Sharks.
I think I might be getting pulled to the side after the show.
Lucky you.
Tap on the
Storm and the Sharks.
We can only hope.
The Storm and the Sharks kick off Saturday.
Kick off?
No, it is 7:30.
Main event, damn it.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
There's only 2 games Saturday.
I know the
Jeez.
games
Yeah.
are everywhere. They're playing a 7:30 game.
7:35
main
at Amy
event
Park
of the
on the Saturday.
It's time. Wishart's added to the bench at 14, which is very interesting, which we'll actually touch on. We'll spend a little bit more time on this. Tolman comes on the bench for the Sharks, but is that a suggestion, Barney boy, that they might be looking to play a more mobile game? And just they've decided
Absolutely, it
this
is.
Sharks pack looks all right, and we might just try and run them around a little bit.
Absolutely, it is. The Sharks have conceded most of their points outside of their halves and on the edges. They have not conceded a lot through the middle this year. I've said it for the last 2.5 years that the defence through the middle has been leaky, and this year it hasn't. So I can see them. They will push through the middle early with tackles 1 and 2, but I think they'll be looking to stretch the Sharks' defence on the outside edges, which is a really good shout, to be honest, because there's a couple of blokes out there that take the head off and put the pumpkin on in Jesse Ramian, and you've got Moylan, who hasn't been able to tackle for his entire career, so I can see a lot of traffic being headed Ramian and Moylan's way. Big back rowers and Pappy sweeping around the back and somebody cutting back on a 45-degree angle, and that's the kind of football that you need to play to beat the better teams in the competition. You need to have bodies in motion, and I can see both of these teams firing some pretty good shots at each other, and the forward battle's going to be strong, but I can't see the Sharks winning this. I think there's too much class in the halves from Melbourne. Munster and Hughes are the best halves combination running around at the moment, and if they can both click at the same time, this could be 13 plus, but I'm going to stick to 1 to 12 just because the Sharks have come out in pretty good form this year. I'm going to go man of the match will be Grant. It'll be his service with that long ball where he's hitting his halves and putting them in. You know, he's throwing that 20-metre cutout, and then Munster basically just has to pass it to someone to score a try. Or Hughes just steps off his foot and comes back inside and beats somebody to score a try. It'll be that service out of dummy half that'll be the difference in this game. And I think Grant may even score the first try. Just a little barge over near the post, early doors.
I do love me some first try Harry. Agree. What did they re-sign Harry for?
3 years?
Yeah, because he's a good player.
Cost. I'll write that down.
Harry's a good player. 900, I think it was. 850, 900.
I think that's unders. Because there's clubs would have paid overs. I think he may well be the best player in the game by the end of the year. I think he's going to win him this game in hopefully one of the games of the season. 1 to 12 Storm. Looking forward to seeing just how they run around a 3-hooker attack through the ruck there and make Cameron McGuinness have to make 112 tackles. It will be very good. But
Cheese won't go anywhere near hooker.
No, Cheese will be a cannonball in this game.
He'll be 13 or a back rower.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So he's going to be a $500 fine?
Yeah.
No suspension. Yeah,
anyway, let's move on. I know you're saying, Ollie, you've tried very hard this show, and I'm proud of you, so keep going. Their spine's going to be too strong. 1 to 12, I'm going to go first try score, I agree, Harry. And I think it might be deep. I think it might be 15, 18 minutes in the game. He'll find a barge over and get the Storm going, but ultimately too strong. And I'm going to say man of the match, Hughes. His combination of his long kicking and his running game are going to be the difference here, Gumpy.
I think the Storm will do a lot of turning back into the middle, bringing blokes under and really testing the middle out.
Pappy and Hughes are going to be hitting that.
I think that they'll be going out and they'll be bringing a lot of forwards back under and sort of soften them up in the middle before they go to the edges if they need to. I think that they'll be successful in doing that. I think the Sharks are a top 4 team, but they're still a work in progress, obviously, with things to do. I think that the Storm will want to try and keep away from Ramian and Talakai a little bit and try and keep the game in the middle for the Sharks too, and try and sort of make it that kind of a battle where the Sharks try and go through their middle a little bit and lull them into a bit of a false sense of security, because at the moment those blokes
think some fifth tackle, take the tackle sort of things rather than try and kick.
Possibly.
Make them have to work.
Make them have to work a little bit more with that, because at the moment that's where the Sharks are really blitzing teams, is on those edges with the centres and the wingers, and
the balls
to try and like they ran for 900 metres last week. I think that they'll try and nullify that through their tactics. I think Melbourne will win 1 to 12. I think Cronulla will stay in the game for a while and go with them. But I think in the end, the class of Melbourne will override, and that's the way that I see them playing the game and the game sort of sorting out.
Could this be a game where sometimes these up-and-coming teams need a touch-up to realise just where they're at? Could it be a late game blowout?
Oh, could well
possibly,
be.
Yeah.
Anything could be.
Only if the middle gets dominated. If Melbourne do dominate the middle and they're just trucking it through the guts, they will break the Sharks apart. But I can't see them. If they go to the edges, I can't see them completely destroying the Sharks' edges.
Yep. No, very good call, Gumpy.
I'll say Melbourne 1-12. I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm tipping it to be game of the weekend. I remember back only a couple of years ago, Cronulla were Melbourne's bogey team, and one of the bogeys just happened to be in a grand final one year. So, this has been sort of it's gone underrated a couple of times, but sort of a rivalry. I think
this is a rivalry. It has been for 5 or 6 years.
I'd say if I was a Cronulla fan, this would be the big one for me.
Absolutely.
And Cronulla will definitely show up. I can give you that. Melbourne, I think, will give Cronulla the respect to give their 100% as well, not playing second gear like against a Canberra. And I'm going to go with, I will say, Jerome Hughes, man of the match. I was over-narrowing between him and Pappenhausen because I feel like this game's really going to be broken open by someone breaking it open, like one of those two.
Pace footwork.
Yeah. And, Melbourne 1-12, possibly even 1-6. But I'll say I'll go first try scorer Katoa. I'll say Cronulla get over first. And I've just checked, and May the 4th falls on a Wednesday this year, so you think these puns were bad? Well, just wait till Star Wars Day, baby.
Did you give us a man of the match in a first try?
No, I'm going to go first try scorer Pappy and man of the match Cameron Munster.
Nice.
Roosters and Warriors kick off Easter Sunday. I was going to say traditional, but isn't it traditional? No, Melbourne Warriors are traditional Anzac.
Yeah, there's no traditional Easter Sunday.
No. In my head, I was thinking of the Anzac.
There is one on Monday, though.
Which is traditional.
That is traditional. We'll get to that. At least some of us will. Takiao comes back on the bench, and Katoa comes back on the bench for the Warriors. Ollie?
For the War. Oh, sorry, is it?
No,
Ollie's
for the
not
Roosters,
playing for the
Takiaho's
Roosters, no.
onto the bench.
And Ollie's playing.
And Ollie,
Am I playing for
you're
the
looking
Warriors?
for that left-sided jerk. So we'll go to Barn first.
I can't see the Warriors getting anywhere near the Roosters. I know that the Roosters have been troubled during the season, but the Warriors do not have the line speed in defence to trouble the Roosters. They'll be slow in the middle. Their defence won't get up fast enough, and the Roosters will run rings around them on the outside edges. And they'll probably even dominate the middle in this game, I think. The Roosters win, and they win well. They win 13+. I think this is the game for Keary. They get a bit... I can see Verrills giving them better service out of dummy half. I can see Keary getting cleaner, faster ball out there and being able to set up his outside men. And I'm going to go with first try scorer just as a redemption.
I didn't mention, Sam Verrills, who is coming straight into 9.
And I'm going to go a redemption story from Momirovski to score the first try after his shocker last week, and he may even get 2 or 3 in this game. So,
Gumpy, you declared the Cowboys a couple of weeks back. Cowboys. You declared the Roosters to beat the Cowboys a couple of weeks back.
I'll declare them again. 13+ against the Warriors. Not a tough pick, really. The Roosters have got them all over the field. The Warriors will have their blokes that'll put in and do really well, and they probably look like they're in the game for half an hour at certain points for 5-minute intervals that you add them up, and it's probably 30 minutes worth at the end of the game. I'm going to go first try scorer as Nagama on the wing, and I'm going to go for Sam Walker to be the man of the match. I think that he's starting to warm into things with Keary being there, and I think that he'll set up quite a few tries for the Roosters and may even score a couple himself. But I can't see the Warriors really getting near them.
I am going the Roosters. I was going to go 1-12, but a comfortable 1-12, but I might just tick it over to 13+ for all the reasons everyone said. I think I'm going to give Teddy first try. I can see him coming from a half-broken field, sort of 20 metres out, getting either a bit of ball or just a bit of a try from nothing where he makes a step and a run, which he hasn't done for a little bit, and runs away and scores. And I'm just going to stick with the hottest player in the comp right now, Joey Mano. 3 points for him. Looking forward to see how he takes on that awful outside edge for the Warriors. Ollie?
Yes, well, the Roosters won't have to worry about being unfit after eating Easter egg Sunday morning because the Easter Bunny is, of course, a South Sydney supporter, so they won't be getting any eggs. However, the Warriors will, so they will be quite unfit. And also, they're quite
take you up there and hose you down with the fire hose.
They are also quite simply not as good a team as the Roosters. I know they've won, I think it's 3 in a row. This is where the buck stops, where they verse a team that's actually good and knows how to play football. I think the Warriors will be a bit surprised by that, not know what to do. I'm tipping the Roosters 13+. I'm going to say first try scorer Daniel Tupou, and I'm going to say man of the match. I'll go with Sam Verrills on his return.
Yeah, cool.
What's the reverse of like a religious epiphany? Like
I don't know.
Fucking hell, Ollie.
I don't think I've said one bad thing about the Catholic Church or anything tonight. I think I'm
save it off it. Please save that for off it.
Yes.
All right, let's get to the
absolutely.
Dragons and the Knights, 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, which Josh
Win
Maguire is
Stadium.
unsuspended now, so he's back. Good on him.
Unsuspended. That's like his entire career.
Aaron
I
Woods
say
moves
one
on
bad
to-
thing, he manages to top it.
He's played 140 games unsuspended.
Yes.
It should be NRL games, should be unsuspended games.
Josh Kerr is starting, and Fumiano's back as well. He's on the extended bench, though. Clemmer comes back for Newcastle, who need him. And Edric Lee starts on the wing.
What price can we get Firmiano getting fucking suspended for 6 weeks the first game he comes back?
It's probably evens, but I won't dwell on it. I actually had to pause and think about this game
Yeah, so did I.
for a while.
Unfortunately.
I stared at the roof and the floor and the mirror. Stopped staring at the mirror because it was no good. And then I ended up tipping Newcastle, and I don't quite know why. But I just didn't want to tip the Dragons until they put their young players back in. So get Dane Gagai first try scorer. 1-12 Newcastle. Gagai first try scorer. And I'm going to say against an A forward pack, the Frizzell Sims battle will be interesting. And maybe having Clemmer back as well will help out. And their props can step up. And we'll go with Tyson for man of the match. Oliver.
I'm going to say Newcastle 1-12. I'm sort of similar as you, unless Sloan coming back. I can't really see the Dragons beating too many teams, or at least that investment in his younger players and in his side. I am also going to go Tyson Frizzell man of the match against his old club. He's been consistent this year, so I can only expect that to be maintained against the Dragons here. And first try scorer, though, I'm going to go with Moses Sully.
I'm going down the Gump train of thinking in this game. Dragons are too small. They're not fast enough in the forwards. You got the Clemmer and the Saifidi boys running straight through the middle of this pack. Dragons won't be able to contain them. Knights will make meters at will. They will fuck up a lot of try-scoring opportunities, and they will only win 1-12 when they should win by probably 30. Ponga will be the only threat in attack, and he will probably be put over both centres and maybe Frizzell for the first try.
If you're making me tip,
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
it's your job.
I'm going to go for the Dragons because they're at home.
Isn't that bad where it's one of those for you, Gump?
Yep,
Yeah,
they're at home,
fair.
and that's it. Look, Newcastle could win, St George could win. I know St George are small.
Zero fucks given.
Hopefully they hold them in the middle and get somewhat close, and then I think that St George then, at least with Ben Hunt, Lomax, Ravalawa, they've got some points in them to possibly do enough to get over the Knights. So I think that if St George can, again, hold them in the middle and look after Ponga, I don't know where the Knights are going to get points from. And I'm just hoping that at home, St George, and I don't really want them to win either because they're not putting the kids in.
Yeah.
And it justifies him not putting the kids in. Does it really if they beat the
No.
Knights? No.
Nope.
But
He'll
it
think so.
probably gives them another couple of weeks of keeping these geeks in the team, as we call them. So let's see. I'll pick the Dragons 1-12. I'll go Ravalawa first try and Ben Hunt man of the match. That's what'll happen if St George win.
Well,
Good to
Gump
see
do
that.
something after last week.
Gump, I reckon you should be
invisible.
strategic with your Easter chocolate eating on Sunday. Eat just the right amount at the right amount of time for you to be asleep for your afternoon nap for this game.
Yep.
because
Yeah.
I'll feel like doing
But
the same thing.
it does please me that now geek is part of Gump's vocabulary, so I've achieved one of my goals this season. We get to 4 o'clock Monday, where I assume I'll have to watch this game with Damo, but anyway.
Do you, though?
No, I don't have to.
No, hey.
I might turn the TV off and hide under the
Jesus.
bed. But Nia Corey starts at centre, which pushes Penasini to the wing for Parramatta. Sean Lane's back, which pushes Matt out of the bench. So they look like a better team than last week. Laurie comes back for the Tigers. James Roberts is back for the Tigers. Luke Garner, centre. Stafford Tara in the wing. Luke Brooks moves to 6, and we welcome Jackson Hastings back to start at half-back. Jacob Little's been banished, hopefully forever, as has Tyrone Peachy.
Was Simpkins taking his
Simpkins is 9, Jock Madden's 14, and perhaps a premonition here, and I know there's plenty of mainstream media going around, but look, Luke Brooks been moved to 6. We do have a pretty good 6 coming back in about 4 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Is this the last?
I'm pretty sure it was Ollie's bold prediction and something that he's reiterated multiple
No, it's
times already to start
I mean,
this year.
hey, if Newcastle keep dropping down, they might end up getting Brooks.
Well,
Well,
Brooks has now got 4 weeks because
Well,
he's not going to be playing hooker or fullback. So
you might want to hope that Gilduck gets back into first grade soon, because if not, they might put
play in the
Dewey in the
centre.
centres, and
they actually
it all comes down to Gilduck, all right?
They will.
%.
They will.
They'll
Dewey
keep
will be
Brooks,
centre.
yeah.
And he'll still be great, but...
It makes me so sad. Why do I have to be sad in life?
Do you want to know what would be awesome? It'll never happen, but if Hastings just had an absolute field day
It
and
would be
proved
awesome.
the difference maker... And
If only we had a forward pack and a back line. It'd be
if only it wasn't him standing there with the ball going, what do I do?
10 Hastings, mate.
But Adam Dewey's coming back, so there's that. I do miss his
In about
uh,
6
What have we
weeks.
got? Come on,
face.
somebody
Yep.
end this torture.
Well, it's 13 plus. We know that. It's going to be Parramatta, just in case you're worried. Sean Lane, first try scorer, probably untouched. And Mitch Moses will absolutely, what was what you said off air earlier? F my A, yes, he will do that.
Who said that?
You.
You
did.
Anyway,
Yes.
I said...
Mitch Moses
I
is
said-
going to wreak havoc, as they say.
wreak havoc. He's going to get cracking with the knacking.
He will. Gump.
13 plus Parramatta. If the Tigers have any pride at all,
Well,
and they want the coach to stay,
I reckon.
then this is the week to do it. Easter Monday,
This is it
traditional
for
clash
Matt. He'll be
against
crucified
Para.
in it this Easter.
There's a rivalry there between these two teams. Even when the Tigers are going badly, which they are, and Parramatta are going all right, the Tigers give them a decent run for most of the game, and Para sort of take off at the end. I think that's the best the Tigers can hope for. But if they've got any pride in themselves and in the jersey, they'll have a crack. But I can't see it. So I'm going to first try. I'm going to go for Gutho to do the Gutharina. And I'm going to go for man of the match, Mitch Moses. I think he'll just kick them into oblivion. And I don't know that the Tigers have got anybody at the back that can bring the ball back. They did 80-odd metres last week, and I don't know that there's a one different at
There's
the
not.
back.
I would apologise to Mitch Moses, actually, because when we talked about the best running halves in the comp, I did leave him out. He should be in that top 3.
He's got some a way to go. He's only just started.
And
I'm not
the
saying
other-
he's the best, but he runs fast.
The other one that I want to mention is Dylan Brown, because I think that
Told
Parramatta
yous.
will not need their kicking game in this one.
Everyone told us.
Told you.
Yeah.
They may kick it to corners just to fucking make Tigers start their sets, but the kicking game will not come into play here. It will be
Mightn't get to a kick.
It'll be Papali'i, it'll be Madison, it'll be Dylan Brown just running all over
right,
the
mate.
place, stepping inside, outside, throwing short balls. There'll be tries coming from all over the place. Dylan Brown will be man of the match, and the first try scorer will be Papali'i.
Well, I've worked out why this is the Easter Monday game each year. Jesus must be an Eels fan, because in his first day back, they must say, what do you want to see? I want to see my boys with a big win. And that's why it's on this year, and he's not going to be disappointed, because the Eels are going to win this one 13 plus. Mitch Moses, man of the match. First try scorer, I'm going to say Isaiah Papali'i, but possibly it's such a big staunching that next year they might can this as the annual thing and pick another fixture. Maybe Penrith Melbourne. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It'd be lovely.
Yeah.
The good news is that I'll get to chat to Gumpy on Easter Monday because he'll give me a wellness check after.
Are we doing a show? Are we going to do a show Monday night?
We'll talk about it off air.
You'll be indisposed.
Yeah. We probably should, but we'll talk about it off air. Let's get to some housekeeping for the rest of the round.
Absolutely.
Just quickly, PCTC notes. Check out PCTC tipping comps across Facebook if you want to join our tipping.
I'm pretty sure it's 71 or 72 players overall. We have Pop Rod, who is running first in the overall competition, on 36 points with 3 back-to-back 8 out of 8 rounds.
You should probably come on this show.
Second is 31 points with 3 others. The first in the Footy and Frothies competition is actually Beaver at the moment, who's running 7th overall in the competition. He's on 30 points. Second is myself on 29 points with the full round, as Beaver did as well. The missus has slipped back to third. She's still on 30 points, but she's 2 points behind on the margins, so I'll give her some grief about that later when we talk about it. Ollie's running 33rd overall, 10th position in Footy and Frothies.
Larry Bird.
On 27 points. Daggy is up 18 spots this week with a full round, into 50th overall. And 12th in the Footy and Frothies competition on 25 points. And Daggy's missus is running dead last in the Footy Frothies competition
She
in
doesn't listen to the
15th
show anymore. That's
on
fine.
22 points.
Yeah. And Supercoach, very quickly, I didn't win the title. Did you have a
You did
couple
not.
of points?
Shanika actually won the belt again, and she's undefeated this year as the weekly champion. We have Josh, who is running first with 3 others on 8 points. Daggy's running 8th on 4 points, as is Gump is on 4th points as well, but due to margins is running 11th in the competition. Oliver is running 17th. I'm running 18th. We're both on 2 points. Shanika continues with the belt and the top scorer of the round with 1,170 points this week. She is playing Clint, so that's 3rd versus 9th. Daggy in 8th position is playing Stu in 13th position.
Disco Stew.
Disco.
Damo is playing the Gump, so that's 5th versus 11th. Oliver is playing Danon, which is 17th versus 4th.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Ben, which is 18th versus 12th.
Good man, Benny.
That'll be the Thursday night game. 18th versus 12th.
Absolutely.
Thursday night game.
It will be. Yeah, you can find the Footy and Frothies League on Supercoach as well. Don't forget to check out Rugby League merch for your beanies, shirts, hats, steins, all sorts of goodies.
Schooner glasses.
And let's wrap up with our disaster classes.
Yeah, so last week, there's 3 of us now in the positives this
Fill the
week.
coffers.
Yeah, so Adrian's returned a profit of $150 this week to get him into a positive at $275. I returned a positive of $90 which got me into a positive $35.50. Oliver is still dining out on round 1 with the Knights 13 plus and is in positive 410. And Gumpy's had 3 shots and missed, and 2 non-betting rounds, and is at minus $150 this week.
Gumpy, you want to get yourself back on the board here?
Probably
Are you still
not.
thinking?
Probably not. But I'm going to have a crack because I'm to get a price. I'm throwing the Bulldogs in, so that's probably going to stuff me up. But anyway, I'm going to go Canberra head to head, Penrith 13 plus, Manly head to head, Roosters 13 plus, Parramatta to cover the line of 21.5, Bulldogs head to head. And that's $33. I'll have the 50 on it.
Nice. Please gamble responsibly, Barney.
I'm taking a leaf out of Daggy's book this week, and I'm just going to go straight up with their head-to-heads. I've got Para, Penrith, Souths, Manly, Roosters, and Storm, all head-to-head. That'll get you a price of $3.60. I'll have the whole $50 on that.
What was that again? Sorry. What do you get? $3.60. I tried to go head-to-head and...
Para, Penrith,
true,
South, Manly, Roosters, and Storm.
Yeah, fair. I couldn't find any value in head-to-head, unfortunately, as I have the last 2 weeks. I'm going to have $40 anytime. Gutho, Manu, and Targo to return $300. It was about $7 something, so it was about $307. And I was going to have $10 first try scorer Olakuatu, but you can all come at me and you have $10 on Charlie Staines, first try scorer in the Penrith game. Ollie,
With my nugget of optimism for my team left, I'll do what Gump actually asked me to do a couple of weeks ago. I'll go Titans 1-12 in the betting.
Just 50?
All 50 on
Lovely.
it. And they'll
I think you
lose
should
by
couple
50.
it. I think you should couple it up with Bulldogs 1-12, Tigers 1-12.
Brisbane 1-12 as well. Yeah.
Hey, then pay you the tab. You own it.
I don't own the pub.
You could sponsor us after that. Very good, boys.
Yep.
Anything you want to finish on? Anyone?
Have a happy Easter long
that sort
weekend.
of stuff.
Yep.
Thought you'd mention Easter and eggs, Ollie. It's
It's coming up. Excellent, Oliver. So we will wrap this up. It's been a pleasure, boys. We've got through 2 shows tonight. Well done. And as with time, you can, of course, find us all across socials, all across podcast land. Have a fantastic Easter on behalf of everyone. For those, the floods haven't been as bad as forecast, really, have they? But everyone doing it tough as a result of said floods. I hope you guys are doing well. And we will talk to everyone hopefully early next week. And we'll do it all again. Take care, guys.